why some houses feel instantly very welcoming and some don't?
Failing, I would say, in all the restaurants. We wanted to create fine dine, but
I completely agree. Interior trend that is overdone.
There are three categories of light.
Today we have with us a man who does not only design structures, but he designs experience. My friend, that's not accident. But that is an architecture with soul. Whether it is Mumbai, Delhi, or maybe Ahmedabad for that matter, people say that घर में जगह ही नहीं है.
To Sarabhai house, no? They were the Milaners, and they brought the NID, they brought the ISRO, they brought the School of Architecture.
So even the wealthiest people do make mistakes.
I would love to design a study launch or your hobby launch.
And what's the first thing you notice when you enter someone's home? What's your thought about AI when it comes to designing homes? So how do you simplify the process, clients who come to you for building their spaces for that? So please help me welcome Mr. Hiren Patel. Hello, sir.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So it is so good to have you, and I'm really looking forward to the conversation.
Yeah.
I really want to ask you that most of the times when you started early in your career, I'm sure a lot of times, all students would have picked up career options like IT, engineering. That what made you go around and choose architecture as a field?
Yeah. So in fact, I was a very brilliant student. My 12th grades were like, I was eligible for going in computer, going in medical, and हमारे time में ना, I'm saying about so many, almost 35 years before. So दो ही होता है, like बेटा बनेगा doctor या engineer. Architecture was something very new.
Yes.
But I really wanted to become an architect. I learned the terminology of architect from my elder brother. He is a civil engineer, and one day he was making some model. And I says, "Bhai, aap kya kar rahe ho?" No? And he said, "Hiren, we are making it's a model of the apartment." And he said, "We are the engineer who makes it. But there's an architect, he creates it." And that struck to me. And I said, हाँ तो मैं architect बनूंगा. And then luckily what happened that opposite to our house, there was a beautiful house was coming up. And being a small kid, I used to see every day evening or three person, like one couple and their one friend with a white hair, and they used to come and observe the building. I was wondering what these guys were. And he was chief of, I was the dean of NID. Mr. Kumar Vyas and Rasmi Auntie, and the legend Dasrath Patel, the photographer.
Okay.
So I was wondering, and it was exposed, beautiful house was coming up, and I really fall in love with these three kind of caricature figure to me. And I realized they were the architects, and then thought, yeah, let me also pursue for the architecture. That's how
you decided that you want to get into that.
On the 10th standard, I think.
Okay. Now it is time for our audience poll. So what is your biggest interior design nightmare? A, going all over your budget. Number 2, project that never ends. Number 3, final output comes out to be something else. And 4, all of the above. Please write down in the comment below, because you felt that this is also one of the creative field, and as a little bit that I know about you, you always carry your sketchbook wherever you go.
True.
Right. So what is that one design element you have it in almost most of the incredible homes that you have made? That is Hiren Patel's signature.
Okay. So yes, I mean, people do come to me and say, we want Hiren Patel signature.
Yeah.
And I actually wonder, what does that mean? And for me, over the time, over the experience, that signature keeps varying. So I'm beyond the aesthetics now. I mean, you are looking for spirituality, positivity, timelessness. Those are the factors I actually work on. Doesn't matter it's a house with a sloping roof or it's a very concrete modern house. The working behind becomes to make sure that this building should not become out of fashion after even 25, 30 years.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm working on it. I am working on where architecture will dilute and nature will take it over, something like that.
How do you segregate new money and old money style? Because it's there in the market, whether it is fashion or anything.
Yeah.
So when it comes to architecture, how do you define them?
So
segregate them.
It's very interesting. I mean, new money and old money is like a terminology. It's simpler to people to understand, but I really want like to take them.
Yeah.
I would say new money people are absolutely enthusiastic because वो कुछ नया मिलता है तो हम बच्चे जैसे होते हैं ना कि ये भी कर लो अच्छा मेरे पास पैसा तो एरोप्लेन भी खरीद लूंगा. So that kind of spirit is the person who has made that first generation. entrepreneur or something. They've made something like, and there are people who are like born rich, very cultured, and Ahmedabad is especially known for that. And I really respect. I mean, I see कि अभी दिल्ली हम बोलते हैं कि दिल्ली वाला अभी अहमदाबाद में आ रहा है कल्चर आ रहा है ना. Now you see the Goyard bag and the Louis Vuitton belt on the men's, which was never in Ahmedabad earlier. But now it's quite visible, right?
Yeah.
I'm not so happy for that, but yeah, that's a trend. I mean, you just observe and understand why the people are moving towards that. But I always say that the quality of design in Ahmedabad is absolutely stunning. I will give an example that if you go to Sarabhai House, they were the Milaners, and they brought the NID, they brought the ISRO, they brought the School of Architecture, they brought the IIM. I mean, those kind of rich family with so much of culture. So if you go to their house, it's designed by Le Corbusier, one of the master architect of the world. They brought him to make it. But उनके living room में वो चारपाई रखी है, like हमारा traditional.
Sustainable.
And that cotton का गद्दी and that kind of वो पुराना मुनीम जी का कैसा होता sitting, that kind of.
Okay.
So that simplicity in interior. Beautiful masterpiece for architecture, but बाहर lawn पे इतना बड़ा सा apple by Anish Kapoor. Now that apple will cost maybe 10 bungalows cost. I mean, it costs in crores and crores. It's like that apple would be it's a museum piece. Not a single person can purchase. The value is that big and it's just lying there. So that's the culture of Ahmedabad, and I'm very proud of that.
Yeah. And also, while you were talking about this, I could recall some landmarks like Burj Khalifa that defines, Dubai's ambition. Eiffel Tower for Paris. So, what, according to you, in your opinion and your experience till now, has architecture played? Like, what's the role of architecture?
See, architecture play a huge. I mean, in architecture, you play with the generations. So I always say HPA, we call Hiren, Patel Architects and Designs.
Yes.
So we say H for happiness, P for positivity, but A for accountability. You are accountable. You can't take it for granted because what you create goes for years altogether.
Yes.
And I say that it's like a footprint. I mean, you once build, you can't erase it. I mean, interior में थोड़ा भी change कर सकते हैं, but architecture takes time. So actually, architecture creates a culture. It creates a behavior pattern. I mean, look at the Eiffel Tower. I mean, I always tell our government authority, why can't we design something iconic tower in Ahmedabad?
Exactly.
Because it completely changes the vibes of the thing. See, आज मैं दुबई जाता हूँ तो मेरा कोने में 2 किलोमीटर दूर है मेरा अपार्टमेंट, मेरी बालकनी से वो लाइट दिखती है. I say I will have Burj Khalifa view.
Exactly.
If you go to Paris, they will charge another €50 more
just for the view,
because you have the window view from Eiffel Tower.
Even Taj Mahal for that matter.
Yeah. So I mean, who is stopping? So I say, and we are on Guju को वो sense आती है ना कि how to make more money. Let's say.
Yeah.
So I always tell my authority that now India can afford.
Yeah.
If we make, let's say, one tower of, let's say, I would say 500 crores, you make it. But my entire Ahmedabad city's value will increase to maybe 50,000 crore because मेरा एक flat है वो आज मैं उसमें और 2,000 extra charge करवाऊंगा per square feet because you have the view of your iconic tower. So I think it's a huge impact. And I always say that when you design for the public, a city level of architecture, your city should become your home, not your home is your home. The entire city should be the home.
Yeah, very beautifully said. And also, like you rightly mentioned, architecture, I see that, it's about a storytelling, about the city or maybe the home,
Yeah.
So how do you simplify the process for people who come to you, the clients who come to you for building their homes or spaces for that matter?
Yeah. So see, when people come to our office, especially for making home, it's lots of emotion.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but your office is amazing.
Yeah, did you enjoy it?
It was so much peaceful. It was so much creativity because I am a creative person myself.
Yeah.
So, every corner is very thoughtfully designed and curated.
Yeah. So we call it oxygen.
Yeah.
When the client comes, they come with lots of emotions, especially when it comes for the home, the emotion of the family. And in Indian scenario, they want to build house because the daughter is going to marry and she is going to go out with an emotion कि वो थोड़े साल हमारे साथ रुक जाए. The boy is getting about to get the age of wedding, or the grandfather is now aging and they want to bring him to the new home. There are lots of emotions are there, and I value that a lot. Now, thanks to the technology, they all come with the lots of references because they travel and when they are making your home, you think, हाँ अच्छा ये office का ये green with the brick looks brilliant. They take pictures and then send across to you. So I say please do make your own mood board. It's not about that we will go on the back seat, but we will understand what you like it.
Right.
And you can take pictures of the public spaces, the hotel, to the house, to the garden. We will find the common thread, and then we just, these people actually love the white because every picture says somehow white is a stack, and then we find the common thread. So I say, like, we used to design for them.
Yeah.
Ultimately, अच्छा तो बनाना is, I mean, we are.
And रहना उनको है, तो फिर जो उनको पसंद है वैसा बनाए तो they'll get more happy.
So I always say when the challenges comes, I get more excitement rather than doing very. Somebody say हमने उसका पहला बना ऐसा बना दो, we are happy. Instead of that, if they are demanding, we feel very happy because then it's also pushes your limit, and then that's the joy of working.
Yeah, sir, you know, a lot of times you would have also seen that whether it is Mumbai, Delhi, or maybe Ahmedabad for that matter, people say that घर में जगह ही नहीं है, you know, so irrespective of, you know, कितने square feet का है, just a random, let's say 600 or 1200 square meters का है with the space, then how can, you know, that person make that square feet look more bigger,
yeah.
You know?
Okay, so see, there are different way of living, especially if you put there are two kind of primary areas where we spend our most of the life. One is your office space, and second is your home. These are and then maybe museum, theaters, schools. They are different.
But these are majors.
These are two majors, and homes are your major. So there are different variety. I mean, when you are blessed with your own big plot with lots of garden and everything, you have almost everything like a gym to your house, but majority people lives in apartment, and the day by day it's increasing, and day by day the sizes of them are shrinking.
Yeah,
so
smaller.
What we say that design in a such a way that community spaces become more important. So and that's what always there in pole houses, we have chalk and verandas, and people used to go sit at the thing chair. In the village also you go, banyan tree hota hai, uske niche aake log baat karte hain, no? So that's, I mean, we are social people and you really need that. And the compact houses, apartment, sometimes the three generations are staying: the grandparents, the husband and wife, and the kids. And many times, because of different age group, they have different way of living. Especially our apartments are shrink. You don't have two spaces. So when it comes to me, even though it's a 2-bedroom apartment, I make sure that we create 2 living spaces. By default as a design, we design छोटा सा भी passage को थोड़ा बड़ा बना के 2 space बना दो, तो 1 living space is taken by the elder and the younger one. That's how. And then you create the entire community's extension of your house. So now we bring lots of social kitchens to the ground floor, lots of library space. So I say, Bhaiya, you go, and if you want to study the book or if you want to see the TV, go down and see the TV in the TV lounge rather than using your own, because that's how you get little breathing. And especially now we work a lot more on the landscaping as well. I mean, छोटे से balconies become so important.
Again, it's time for audience poll. So where would you overspend when it comes to designing your office? A, fancy chairs. B, statement lighting. C, artwork. 4th, plants and greenery. Comment down below. When I see people designing their spaces, spaces in general, so even the wealthiest people do make mistakes, right? What designs do they put in a lot of money which is not actually needed in that particular design?
So you say very rightly, and we are very conscious for that. For example, मुझे एक क्लाइंट आए थे और उन्होंने बोला, अच्छा सर जिम, अच्छा we have questionnaires and we say, अच्छा you want gym? हाँ we want gym. Then we say, अच्छा you want massage room? हाँ कब किया था? अभी 1 साल में किया नहीं, but अभी बना देते हैं. So people are obsessed with when it is comes to creative and they have money. So I mean, we respect that. So one client came, he said, सर फर्स्ट फ्लोर पे जिम बना देना, बट ऐसा बनाना कि कोई दिखे नहीं. ऐसे भैया ऐसे तो क्या कर रहे हो कि दिखे नहीं? बोलते हैं हमारे वो ट्रेडमिल पे हमारे टॉयलेट सुखाते हैं. I mean हमें सुबह कपड़ा सुखाइए थी आज कहाँ के we have made the gym but we don't use it. So I always say they are like a visual pollution. And technology, people will say, "आपके veranda में भी speaker here, you have the wall hidden speaker, and you play with your Bluetooth, you play in veranda music." I say, don't do that.
Yeah.
Because what happened that after 1 year, 2 years, that technology become outdated. And then अभी आपका mobile phone
Very
इतना
true.
अच्छा बजेगा कि you want to enjoy the speaker. So I say anything which is not going to be used, even you can afford, filter it out.
Because
Don't
that
do it.
space, like you mentioned, veranda is a space where people come together, sit, spend some quality time with the families or the friends.
So, even your speaker, we say, don't use those kind of thing. I mean, because you understand with your technology, maybe your little dock, it will sound good. But if you plug in permanently, you will not be able to delete later on. So I always say that, okay, you can afford a swimming pool, but fun of swimming pool is going to the swimming pool, common public space, and you swim there.
Right.
Rather than you do everything at home. No, I many times say, आप सोने का पिंजरा मत बनाओ. Like, just go out, chill out with the people. I mean, it's okay. I mean, and especially Ahmedabad is known. I mean, I see the Jadis people or even Gautam Adani going to Helmer eating ice cream there. I mean, that's beauty. I mean, that tycoon.
Yeah.
That's so simple people. Like they come and they walk. That's the beauty of Ahmedabad. That we should be proud of it rather than becoming very like closing the door and understanding that's that's not nice at all.
So that brings me to my next question. You rightly mentioned about such features. So what is that one cool feature that, except this, one cool feature that client, suffers later or feels like, no, this is the wrong decision that I've made?
I would say home theaters.
Home theater.
People are obsessed with making home theater completely like theater.
Okay.
There are two ways of doing. One is a completely home theater, which is shut down. Its sound is good like a PVR theater. That's a waste of money, and वो नहीं होता है. हमारे पास इतना टाइम ही नहीं होता है कि हम इतना देखें. Unless we are absolutely crazy about the movies. But दूसरा क्या है कि that will happen if you are living in USA. It's a different culture. But यहाँ पे तो वो guilt भी feeling आता है कि यार भैया मेरे पास इतना टाइम है 3 घंटा क्यों मैं कर रहा हूँ. So somehow it doesn't work in India. So I say home theater is not a good idea. You use it for next when you make it. पहले 6 महीने use करते फिर उसके बाद बंद हो जाता है. Second is a tub.
Bathtub.
The bathtub. Because I mean we are not the one bathtub kind of people. I mean वो cold climate में होता है गर्म पानी में स्नान करके बैठे हो. हमारे में वो नहीं होता है.
True.
So it's a fashion kind of element, but people don't use much.
If you have to design space for yourself, right? So kahan pe you will give much priority? You will give it to the structure, landscaping, or the aesthetic part?
I say after working over more than 35 years, I say your art should become artless. I mean you're like a Zen master. आपका posture ऐसा होना चाहिए, the way you drink the tea, everything is art. I mean that's how it's a meditation. Connecting with the nature become very important. So creating more outdoor spaces, semi outdoor, where creating more verandas, so you are forced to live in thing rather than very air conditioned spaces, because then you get connect with the nature. So that's where I would work the most.
I think that we people are trained to be in our comfort zone, cocoon, which gives us peace,
right.
And we don't want to come out that comfort zone. So that is one way, like you rightly mentioned, that we can make change over here.
We have more verandas in home, but we don't have verandas in the office space because we have work. I mean, we have met one beautiful office building called Amoeba in Surat.
Okay.
We have more verandas than the working space. So it's a 50, I would say 50%, 40% is a closed air conditioned space and 60% are like a veranda. And जैसे कि हमारे तो सब मीटिंग veranda में होती है, कोई अंदर जाता ही नहीं है. Because people are loving sitting in the veranda. They have meeting with the clients, with the nature around, and it works wonderfully.
And that increases the productivity
absolutely.
also.
You have seen our office.
Yes,
also.
I was about to say.
Now, I mean, we are still building our garden and everything, but we have lots of outdoor spaces. So we want people to just go in the green spaces and sit and work.
Explore.
So, and we have lots of multiple spaces. So you must have seen that you are not stuck to one space.
Yeah.
You can jump to different spaces. That's how the creativity flows.
Yeah, definitely. So there are spaces, right? When it comes to हम घर की बात करते हैं तो in case बेचना है आगे जाके, राइट? तो ऐसी कौन सी एक कोई स्पेस होती है जो ज्यादा ROI देता है, you know, when it comes to when you are selling them?
If you remember, I mean, we did one project called Frangipani for the builders in Ahmedabad.
Okay.
It's called Indraprasth 8. So now they are, after that there are many Indraprasths, and this I'm saying almost now 7 to 10 years before it was done. And we really work on the common facilities over there, and we had social kitchen and everything, and with a lot of landscaping apartment, and that's become like a hit. I mean, every developer in Ahmedabad had a brochure of that. But every architect wanted to, अच्छा हिरेन बनी ये landscape 3D में कैसा हमारा बना दो, no, that kind of thing, and it completely changed the entire Ahmedabad way of real estate, actually speaking, going back to now, because suddenly people realized that this is very big USP. People who bought apartment had no idea. So it was completely bonus for them that they have so much spaces, and till today it is fetching highest rental income in Ahmedabad in that place. So it just becomes success story. So after that, the Ahmedabad has gone far beyond. See, it's always good if somebody does good thing, you pick up and you move forward. That's how the city grows.
True.
So I say we have to become like Singapore. I mean, you should not be very positive. मैं ही खुद अच्छा बनाओ, बाकी लोग नहीं बनाए. आप अच्छा बनाओ, you become like a mentor, so people get inspired, and that's how the city built itself. It's खुद का ऐसे करेंगे तो आगे ही नहीं बढ़ पाएंगे.
Together we grow.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it's a time to grow.
It's a time to, and I have a very quick rapid fire for you. If you could redesign one iconic Indian monument, which one would it be?
Taj Mahal.
Okay, yeah. One piece of furniture every home must have.
Library itself.
Okay. Concrete, wood, or glass? You will pick forever.
Glass.
Glass. Why? Because it gives you that open.
Yeah.
Because you can see through.
Yes.
Okay. What's the most underrated element in a good design?
Underrated element in a good design? Wow. I don't know really.
Okay. Maybe underrated element can be colors.
Acha, that way. Space itself, creating a space, people just underrate. I mean, even the designers underrate. I mean, if you design a room like this, why can't I think it's a double height, and it will completely change? But they don't think. People don't think. So yeah. So in our office, we always say we call architecture, interior, landscaping synchronized. You have 3 departments working, and the styling team works later on. So they are synchronized. So when we are designing this architecture, we plug in our interior team, and they come and say, "I want bathroom with 25 feet high. Why can't you create?" And then architects are forced to create, because then you create wonders of bathroom, and then you have beautiful hanging chandeliers and maybe shower space and something beautiful. So space is underrated. People don't really work. We go more functional, but somewhere you need to break those functionality and create something magical.
True, I agree. And what's the first thing you notice when you enter someone's home?
Surek.
Surek?
I mean, how they put that.
Oh, that's interesting. Surek, because are you like somebody who believes in सब चीज उसकी जगह पे होनी चाहिए.
So then if
it looks neat.
It's a Sureks are well planned, then the house is very tidy and clean and beautiful. Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, people ask me who inspires you, and I said the boy working as a waiter in the 7-star hotel or restaurant is my biggest inspiration. Because if you go for let's say a cup of coffee and आपकी गलती से वो कप गिर जाता है, तो that boy will come and run to you and he will say sorry. I mean, भैया आपने गलती की है, but that boy doesn't want your day to become bad. He will say sorry sir, and then he will clean up the whole thing. He will take out that empty cup back or to the things. He will come back with a fresh coffee. But have you noticed something what he does extra? He put one extra cookies or chocolate to that. That's the way the service works. That's the way your client is your god. You make them so pleased. So that's my inspiration. So Anushi also believes in the same philosophy. Objects and put it. Right. You create the personality of person. You change them completely. And then after doing that, we make fabulous homes. And when we go or anybody comes, when the domestic helper comes and put the cup of tea, होस्ट ऐसे बैठते हैं, अच्छा उसने चम्मच ऐसे रखा, ऐसे रखा. So people are very conscious. So
True.
then we realized that that is missing part, and now she's working with some Swiss people.
It was such a heartfelt message that you have given through this example of
Yeah.
the inspiration that you get from people. And thank you for bringing this, because next I wanted to cover more about interiors also. So sir, everyone wants a very Instagram worthy or Pinterest worthy spaces, right? So the moment they think about interior designing, उनके दिमाग में एक ही चीज आती है कि मेरा ये साल का profit गया, right? But what does interior designer bring, you know, to the table?
Yeah, so it's I would say ki with Instagram, with also social things, media, Facebook, everything, and internet, you are your fingertip far away with all the knowledge and understanding. मेरा सा इतना खर्चा अभी इंटीरियर डिजाइनर्स को भी देना पड़ेगा, for example. I always say that's a different mindset. First,
Right.
you divide in maybe 10 years because you are going to enjoy that entire whatever has been created beautifully by some designers for 10 years. You divide by 10, you know, per year मेरा ये होगा तो 1/10 वाला एक feeling आएगा. Then also what I say that best thing is if you put somebody's consulting fees, it hampers you. But you say मेरा total budget क्या है, चलो मेरा 20 लाख रुपीस का फॉर एग्जाम्पल बजट है, उसमें आपकी फी भी आ गई, राइट? देन यू से कि भाई आपका फी जो भी है कर लो, बट मुझे 20 से ऊपर मत जाओ, इंक्लूडिंग योर थिंग. देन यू हैव पीस ऑफ माइंड, एंड देन इफ यू पुट दैट क्लैरिटी और द पीपल सी डोंट पुट दैट ऑनेस्टली.
Right.
और हमारे वहाँ ना कोई नहीं बोलता है, हाँ बोलता है, तो पुअर इंटीरियर डिजाइन आल्सो गेट स्ट्रगलिंग. बाद में समझ में आता है, देन हाँ चलो हम विल गो टू दिल्ली एंड बाय द फर्नीचर, एंड देन ही सिलेक्ट, एंड आफ्टर शाम को बोलेंगे कि अच्छा ये तो मेरा बियॉन्ड बजट हो रहा है. So if you are very clear in terms of the
It helps the designer
it helps the designers
also.
because it doesn't mean that you spend money it's become good. No, it's attention to designing makes the things different, and that's why you require the experts. Yes.
One pro tip that I would like to give to the listener is what you can do is interior designer. I personally feel that 60-30-10 rule. That is 60% you make sure that you know घर पे आप एसेंशियल्स जो है वो ज्यादा आप वो टाइप के चीजें रखो. 30% कैन बी एस्थेटिक पर्पस, यू नो, टू मेक द स्पेस लुक ब्यूटीफुल, एंड 10% कैन बी स्टेटमेंट्स, लाइक कैन बी स्टेटमेंट वॉल और मे बी, यू नो, पेंटिंग्स.
Yeah.
This is also one way to put, you know, design your own spaces.
But I would strongly say always hire a consultant.
Yes.
See, it's you put his fee as a part of your total budget, then you are comfortable. But
Yes.
the kind of wonders any professional will bring will be much matured end product compared to you do by yourself.
Why is it like most of the times interior designers are always running on Indian standard times, you know? Like it takes so much of time because
So I think we are still not as professional the way the let's say Europe works, or the even Dubai has improved drastically because of one thing that यहाँ पे इंटीरियर डिजाइन इज अ मास्टर ऑफ ऑल, इज अ मास्टर ऑफ, ही डज एवरीथिंग. वहीं पे तो बहुत सेग्रीगेशन है कि उसने डिजाइन किया, ड्राइंग्स बनाने वाली टीम अलग होगी, एग्जीक्यूटिव अलग होगा, उसको मैनेज करने वाला पीएमसी अलग होगा. नाउ पीपल डोंट अफोर्ड, एंड इंटीरियर डिजाइनर्स बिकम फॉल इन लव विद हिज प्रोडक्ट. ही बिकम PMC, he become engineer, everything.
I agree.
So he tend to do the mistakes. I mean, so he's underpaid and doing lots of services. So that's where there's delay. And Hamara still working with the same carpenter method, but we are improving. Now most of the carpenters have their own workshop, and now they don't do anything anymore. ये बोले का अच्छा ये टेबल तो मैं मेरी फैक्ट्री में बना देता हूँ. So that mindset has come. We are become like a Chinese. I mean, lots of carpenters has their own workshop now. So it's a huge. I mean, look at the industry of kitchen and wardrobe. पहले कौन बनाता था, साइड पे बनता था.
अब तो मॉड्यूलर भी आ गए, कितने ऑप्शंस आ
आप
रहे हैं.
सूरत से वापस जाएंगे तो 300 फैक्ट्री मिलेगी जो सिर्फ किचन के वार्डरोब्स बनाती है. It is that big. The industry has become. Yeah.
What according to you is that interior trend that is overdone and should be out now?
I think at the moment the towel fabric, जैसे टॉवल का होता है ऐसा white fabric.
Bamboo fabric?
No, it's like a rough texture fabric is in, and there are lots of cow sofas and round cushions are into the things, but they are not comfortable. So maybe statement piece could be there, but interiors are obsessed with that kind of furniture, and they forget the comforts of people using it.
Even the L-shaped sofa, I feel it's not that comfortable.
L-shape still works because you can lie down or when you are alone. so you have that L to put your even feet on the top, so it works better in fact. But curvature is not for daily use. I mean, it's a good statement piece, but if it's your formal living and families, they are not comfortable.
So what, according to you, would be timeless colors that one should use in their spaces? Or maybe color combination also?
Yeah, so earthen tones makes timeless quality. The lighter tones are always better than the darker one, unless you are very specific for a reason. So I always say, always check with the color at the time of evening. At 5 o'clock, try to go and visit your site to the architects and to the designers and the client as well. And आप देखो कि उससे आपको depressed वाली feeling नहीं आ रही है. If you feel then it's too dark, then you won't enjoy. So try to reduce the intensity of darkness and make lighter color tone. So best example is whatever you apply, you see in the week time every evening and try to understand how does it feel, and then you can get the right intensity of color.
And when you mentioned earthy tones, so can be ivory.
Yeah, it could be ivory, brownish, grey tone. I mean, grey is very in at the moment, yeah.
Right.
But ivory tone are always beautiful. It goes well with the wood, with natural materials, and yeah. Yeah.
And are there any colors or designs that instantly make the space look, dull? Not dull, but older than it actually is.
But that's very personal. I won't use very dark grey.
Dark grey, yes.
To me, it's become a little dull. But somewhere it can be also very brilliant. I have, let's say, 3-side glass and I have only one wall, then dark grey will become stunning because I have enough impact of the light coming inside.
And if not the colors, what makes these spaces look older?
I think textures makes you little dull feel. Yeah.
Right. And even when materials are not used properly, whether it is plumbing, because my dad is also a builder, so I know the kind of, the conversation that happens, which makes lots of other elements that makes the house or the space look older than the actual age.
Yeah. So we are still developing. So the kind of material we are using is still not the mark what we use in developed countries like Europe or Japan or even China. So they use much better product. We are still price conscious.
Right.
So we are still making the product which looks beautiful but little mediocre. So it wear out very fast. After 3 years, you realize कि हाँ US वाले घर ऐसे intact लगते हैं. But why our building up? Because we are still not using the top quality of material. So I think we are improving slowly.
Yeah, that can be one of the reasons, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and most of the times, we have seen spaces, open spaces, जहाँ पे voice deduction नहीं हो पा रहा है. Home spaces or office spaces. So is there any technique which one should keep in mind as a client that they should use this if that is the purpose, like?
Yeah, so first of all, we have to learn about, generally we Indians speak very loud. In our office, we say silence is a key feature. If you're a visitor, you must have walked in the studio and you must have seen 100 people are working, but nobody even bothered to look at you. They are just working. It's really very silent. And this silence is a very powerful element. So we need to understand when we have a meeting in our office, we switch on that our mobile app showing that how much decibel we are using, and everybody's looking and we say, oh, we are still 50. Oh, we have to go at 45. And then we start whispering. And clients are wondering why these people are speaking very low. And we are the only speaking like they don't realize because everybody's eyes is on that, and and we know 35 decibel is ideal for that. Now 35 decibel is like मैंने ITC नर्मदा किया है तो उसके रूम में 35 होता है, इतना सारा वर्क करते तब वो आता है. तो when you कभी भी आप वो ऐप देखो, you are talking at 85 decibel area, so we are too much of a noise kind of thing. So yes, we are still not conscious on that part. So first, speak low will change 50% of improvement. Second, you require lots of rocks. Once you have lots of hard material, it will reflect. But if you're wood, if you're the acoustic panels, if you're brick like this, they absorb the thing. Lots of books is a good absorbing material. So you have to apply those kind of things.
Add those elements.
Yeah. I mean, we have been always failing, I would say, in all the restaurants. We wanted to create fine dine, but
I completely agree.
Recently we did the case veranda, which we have cracked. I think we have achieved
done that.
Yeah, so we have achieved that softness of sound over there after.
Yeah,
but
true.
उसके टेबल के नीचे भी हमने सब चिपका है, सब कुछ hidden to absorb the sounds. Yeah. Also in ceilings and everything to get that, because we have glass there, we have hard materials, so you have to have some soft things over there. So curtains are helping a lot. Yeah.
You mentioned this word acoustic planning, right? Even I have heard about this, but can you just give a brief about what actually acoustic planning
so
is?
acoustic planning is there, like see, when you speak, the voice will travel, and if the hard surface, it will come back and it will create echo. तो जो है उससे भी loud हो जाता है. So that's a acoustic planning, and we are designers, we are not experts also in sound, right? And unfortunately we don't have much of acoustic designers, and if they are there, they're expensive. So who will do in your home something? If you are doing theaters, yes, you have somebody, but not and there are no ready-made kind of availability or kind of standards one can achieve. But as a layman, I would say that yes, lots of furniture will reduce the bouncing of the sound. The rugs, carpets helps a lot. Books are the best acoustic material. So if you're home theater or where your TV is there, put lots of books. They work fabulous.
And even glasses do that?
No, glasses are hard surfaces. The curtains, you require soft surfaces. So the glass, marble, they are the against of the sound. So they are not good material for acoustics. So you require lots of soft furnishing.
Achha. Yeah. And how important is landscaping when we talk about the overall space?
Landscape is mother nature. I mean, so that's the most important. What we create is a comfort things for our human-made architecture design for our own comfort. But landscape brings you near to the nature, and I mean, we are the product of nature. So you need to connect that thing. So that will always connect you with the surroundings. It will make you realize about the landscape become very, very important for your projects. I mean, for us, it's most important part of it. We start with landscaping first.
You start with landscaping first. Yeah. And is it true that landscaping reduces like the usage of ACs because of the way landscaping is done?
Definitely it can help you out. If you, let's say, if you have a thick garden outside, it will not make your glasses and the walls heated up. So it will give impact on your air conditioning because your walls are not hot. So your AC consumption will reduce. So that way you can have plantation which will purify your air and it will produce oxygen, which is very healthy. So you don't need just forced air conditioning happening for you. Yeah.
Right. You know, now smart homes have become the key, right? And AI coming into place. So what's your thought about AI when it comes to designing homes?
Yeah. AI is fabulous. I'm loving that in my lifetime something called as AI has come. And it's a way to move ahead. I'm not afraid of it. People are saying it will take away your originality, but no. There's something happened when digital camera came. People say nahi hoga, and computer hoga. People say hamara hand sketchy अच्छे थे. But we have seen we have changed ourselves, and I mean those technologies made your life easier. It has make you more productive. Same thing will happen with AI, but AI is very fast. So what you will see in 30 years, you will see in 3 years. So we are abhi ka AI is 2 years old baby. And how powerful it is, you know, ChatGPT to Grok to everything. Many AI software for us also. So in 10 years it will be unimaginable. I don't know what will be the so AI will completely remove that thing. So real and unreal you won't know.
Yes.
So then you will realize कि भाई मुझे एक्चुअली देखना पड़ेगा बिकॉज आज तो क्या फोटोग्राफर भी हमारे दोस्त बैठे हैं पहले हम लोग फोटोग्राफी का तो ये सब प्रॉफ रखते हैं बोलते हैं छोड़ दो आपको क्या रखना है ये बुक रखनी है मेरा एआई को मैं बोलूंगा केना का नाम बोला फटा करके वो बुक रख देगा so that's how you don't need any styling अच्छा you didn't like this carpet don't worry, my hair will change to the blue carpet. So things are, acha, you are very yellow, but now it's too bright. You wanted white because Mr. Patel is white, maybe black would look brilliant. He said, don't worry, my hair will change your clothes. So now you don't know what is real and unreal. So
how does lighting play an important role while designing any space?
lighting plays a huge role. I mean, it just helps you psychologically also. It changes your mood. So it's become, and the overall light is not a good idea. Creating the dark clouds is a good idea. So if your bedroom, you don't need to lit up like a storeroom, but you create the clouds where you are reading, less a punch of light comes there, rest of the things could be darker, will be very beautiful. Now we are obsessed with the loss of lighting and we overuse it, so one has to become very sensitive. We are working with one project called Monkey Forest by our own, and in the interior we say we don't want to use more than 20 light fittings within the entire 3-bedroom apartment, the house. So we are working. अभी तो एक bathroom में आप 20 light लगा देते हैं. So we are working to going back to the sensitivity of how to use light.
So generally lighting में yellow lighting और white lighting होती है. तो what is recommended? Ideal for the mood creation, of course, the yellow light. But otherwise, I am a big fan of white light.
Yeah.
So
there are 3 categories of light.
Okay.
One is a moonlight white, which is 6000 K. There is a 4000 K is a day warm light, जो दिन का light होता है वो होता है.
Okay.
और yellow light शाम वाला होता है, that is become 3000 K yellow light, and sunset time become even उससे become 2500 oranges. So that's the color palette of the light. For reading, the yellow light is always better. So in a cold climate, your light keeps you very happy, but in a hot climate, it does not help. But pure white we are used to because पहले हम tube light use करते, so you get used to that. But using the mediator light, which is daylight, is always better because it is a blend of both. Yeah, but when you design the light, every fitting should have the same light. ऐसा नहीं होना कि ये yellow है, वो white है और ये mid light है.
Right. Any 1 or 2 elements, sir, you can mention that can make instantly elevate your space or room? Like जो इतना है अब मुझे ये बड़ा करना है, maybe you can change the lighting or the color, and instantly you can see the difference.
The white elements will change your entire look and feel. So if you start putting a bunch of white element with one white sofa, will completely change the whole thing. So white is a very prominent, nice color. And second is the light. You place light in a way that can create the magic of your space.
Okay. So sir, what's the psychology behind why some houses feel instantly very welcoming and some don't?
Yeah, so the natural light within the house is a key element to make house welcoming. And the openness to the space. So your connection with outside and inside relation are beautiful. The house, it always looks very welcoming.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also before we wrap this up, I want to ask you something very personal, if you don't mind. What is that one design that talks about your entire philosophy of life?
One design?
Yeah, one design or room.
Okay. I would love to design a study space. I want to say study space, but it's a study lounge or your hobby lounge, where you go back to your hobbies. I mean, that's where I really love to work on it. So generally we create the study space, but eventually it can become your own hobby.
Right.
So where you are actually with yourself, lots of books around, and the reading book culture is must. I mean, we are going away with that, but it does help. So if you have lots of books around, you become a different personality.
Very true. Yeah. And any one last message that you would like to give to the listeners who are listening to this podcast?
The life is very precious, and respect the mother nature. I mean, create something which is meaningful, whatever the field you are working on it.
Right.
Because I always say, as a designer, when it comes to a new piece of land to design a house, I always ask my question that by creating a building on this mother nature's scheme, am I going to make a scar on her, or I'm making a beautiful tattoo? And I will work for making beautiful tattoo. That's how sensitive you have to be. Yeah.
But thank you so much. It was very valuable. Thank you for your insight.
Lovely meeting you.
I'm
Thank you.
here. Again, it's time for audience poll. So where would you overspend when it comes to designing your office? A, fancy chairs. B, statement lighting. C, artwork. Fourth, plants and greenery. Comment down below. If you have loved this episode, hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you.